Okay, so today I'm going to show you guys how to replace front wheel bearings on a Yz250. This is a 2010 model. It starts with this number 22 bolt. You're going to loosen this one with your ratchet. So next up you're going to need the infamous 10mm socket. Then you're going to loosen these two on this side and those two on that side. You don't have to remove them fully, you're just going to loosen them up so you can remove the axle. After you've got these loose, preferably you're going to use a rubber hammer to tap out this bolt, but today I forgot my rubber hammer, so what I'm going to do is put on the nut a bit and just give it a couple of subtle taps just to get it loose. Luckily mine was lubed up pretty good, so it's pretty easy to remove it after that. Just be sure to make sure you know which spacer goes this side. This one goes this side and the big one goes on the right side. Now what you're going to want to do next is to pry out this seal. I don't really care about breaking the seal because I have new ones. Which I find easiest is just to pry in a screwdriver and just to get out that seal. Easy as that, guys. Now you're just going to want to do exactly the same on the other side. Remove the seal first. Now as you guys can see, there's a spacer on the inside. So what I like to do is just to use my screwdriver, press the spacer a bit to the side. Then what you're going to do is turn the wheel around. Then you want to catch the edge of your screwdriver or your pry tool or whatever you're using and hit it with the hammer to get the bearing out. Once you gave that bearing a couple of love taps on the other side, all you want to do is going to use your screwdriver and just pry it out. Easy as that, guys. Take out your spacer and then you're just going to rinse and repeat with the other side. Take your screwdriver, put it on the edge of the bearing and just tap it out. Now just take a rag and clean out the inside a bit on both sides just to make sure it's nice and clean. Then you're going to take your new bearing, fit it in. What I found to work nice is a 27 socket. Then what you're going to want to do is just tap it in nice and evenly, making sure it goes in sitting flush. Now if you're not sure if it's flush or not, you can hear the difference in the hammer beats between when first pressing in the bearing versus when it's seated. When it's seated you will hear a more flatter tone. It's almost like more resistance you will feel. Now you're going to turn around your wheel, rinse and repeat the process, but just don't forget the spacer, guys. Don't forget it. What I'm going to do now is clean the spacer up a bit and fit some new grease. It's not needed, but I like to lube it up a bit. Now after cleaning your spacer and fitting a bit of new grease, you're just going to fit it in. Make sure it's nice in its position. Then you're just going to repeat the same process. Put in your bearing, fit on your socket and give it a little love taps until it's in its seat. Now to get that spacer centered, what I like to do is to use the axle bolt. Just fit it inside, wiggle it a bit around till it goes in flush, and then I just repeat the same process on the other side. Now finally you're going to want to put the seals back. Now these seals are actually pretty loose. You can just press them in with your fingers. If they don't want to go in completely, what you can do is you can take the old seal, place it on top and just give it a couple of taps around till you see the seal is properly seated. Now to know if your seal is properly seated, it should sit flush with the hub. It should not have any points sticking out. Then you're just going to repeat the same process on the other side again. Now before tightening everything back up, you're going to want to make sure that your suspension is straight. Now the easiest way I found is to get your front wheel off from the ground, spin it around and grab a handful of front brake. That will pretty much align your suspension perfectly. And of course, as I started doing the tightening process, my 10mm made the great escape and I spent the good half of the next 20 minutes searching for it in this small area. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe for more content like this. Have a safe ride, guys.